Attention, the Transportation, Highway Safety, and Public Policy and Policy Subcommittee will come to order. I'd like to welcome everyone here today. It's always fun that we're in the largest of all of the conference rooms, and it's like everybody sits over there together. So I'm going to start today by introducing myself, and then since it's the first meeting of the session, we'll have everybody down here to the right introduce themselves, and it'll just be very short, and then we'll have the folks down to the left. And then I'm going to say a couple words about how we're going to run the committee. We are going to have to make some changes in kind of the agenda that we have here because some people have some other places to be. So we're going to try to accommodate those, and then we'll be able to work through the rest of the bills that we have. So I'm Delegate David Reed. I represent House District 28, which is in the eastern portion of Loudoun County. Delegate McQuinn.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I am Delegate Dolores McQuinn, representing the 81st District, all of Charles City, a large part of Eastern Henrico and County, and then part of Northern Chesterfield. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Delegate Benita Anthony. I represent House District 92, which covers portions of Norfolk and Chesapeake.
Good afternoon. I'm Delegate Elizabeth Bennett Parker, representing the 5th District in Alexandria.
Delegate Josh Thomas, District 21, Western Prince William County.
And let's come back to Delegate Ward to do an introduction. Okay. We're not going to skip you.
All right. Here we go. Kind of new at this. I'm Delegate Jawan Ward. I represent the 87th House District, which is in the city, what I like to call the Hamptons.
Thank you, Delegate Ward. And Delegate Ballard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon. I'm Jason Ballard. I represent House District 42, which is in the New River Valley, generally think around Virginia Tech. I represent part of Montgomery County, City of Radford, Pulaski County, and Giles County.
All right, thank you, everyone. And so if the clerk could open the roll, we will go ahead and take attendance. Okay, thank you, Mr. Clerk. We do have quorum, so we'll proceed with the rest of the meeting. I did also want to take this opportunity to be able to recognize Nikhil Edward, who of course is our attorney and has been instrumental in helping probably with drafting a lot of your legislation, my legislation, and will help to keep us on the straight and narrow during the course of the committee meetings. And we also have David Clough, who's the clerk, and then Randy, who is the room clerk. So I appreciate all the work and effort that they put into this. What we'll do is we'll give each delegate an opportunity to present their legislation. We'll then take some questions from the committee. We'll see if there's anyone who wishes to speak in for or against the legislation in the room first, and then we will go to addressing items online. Now, before we get started, there are a couple, I've had a chance to talk to some of the patrons, and we're going to make some administrative decisions on some bills just to move them to next week's meeting. And so I would like to have a motion to pass by for the day House Bill 320, which is Delegate Cole, and House Bill 365, which is Delegate McLaughlin. I had a chance to talk to both of them today. Both pieces of legislation need more work, and so we're just going to move them to the right, and then that will give them a chance to be able to talk with the stakeholders and the committee members. So if we can do that, if there's a motion.
So move.
Voice vote.
A voice vote. So if there's a motion to do that.
So move.
Second.
And if there's a second, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Okay, so we've passed by both of those for the day, which is basically a week. What we're going to do now is we're going to go out of order because Delegate Martinez is here and needs to go someplace else, so we're going to take him first, and then I know I saw Delegate, we'll go back and do these in order, so we'll go back and do Delegate Washman, and then we'll come to Delegate Fagans. Delegate Kruzak also has a piece of legislation, but he's chairing a subcommittee, and I think he's got 4 or so bills before the subcommittee. So we're going to take him last, and I'm going to go next to last since I have a bill. So Delegate Martinez, you are up.
Thank you, Chair and Committee, for allowing me to come up here and talk about this bill. I'm going to give a little note on how this bill came about. I was driving through Norfolk, and there were a couple of kids on scooters that just either didn't see me or didn't care. And I'm thinking these kids are riding these scooters with no helmets and no pads. And so that's where I decided to do some research and look into it. And so HB 343 will grant the localities to adopt ordinances requiring helmet use for riders and users of motorized skateboards, scooters, and non-motorized scooters under the age of 15. This authority already exists for bicycles, electric personal assisted mobility devices, toy vehicles, and electric power assisted bicycles. In Loudoun County, incidences involving pedestrians, bicyclists, scooters, and scooter users increased by more than 70% in 2025 compared to 2024. I will say this, in my office today, I had the firefighters, and we were talking about this bill, and they were telling me about how many people kids they have to scrape off the roads in Loudoun County, so I can't imagine how this is also impacting other communities. We all know that wearing a helmet can significantly reduce the risk of serious injury in the event of an accident. Accordingly, most scooter and motorized skateboard manufacturers list helmet use as a part of the safe operation of their devices. Some of these devices can reach speeds of 25 to 30 miles an hour, more than enough cause to cause severe injury. I hope it's the will of this committee to report this bill and provide localities with another tool to protect our children. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Delegate Martinez. And if you'll just hold there for a second, are there any questions from any members of the committee? Okay. Seeing no questions, I will ask if there's anybody here who is interested in speaking in favor of the legislation. Do you have anybody here in the committee room? All right. Do we have anybody who wishes to speak against it? All right, seeing no one. And I believe we have one person online who wishes to speak in favor of this, and that would be Donna Meltzer. So Donna, if you could provide your comments, and I'll ask the clerk to set the timer for a minute, please. Wait, oh, he's saying not here?
He's here, he doesn't want to speak.
Oh, here, Donna is here but doesn't want to speak. Okay, all right. So then we have no one. Delegate Martinez, do you have any last words?
Just that my son has had 4 concussions, and I know what it's like to have a child that has suffered those kind of head injuries. I do not want to see another child riding one of these scooters having severe issues on, hitting their head and not having a helmet.
All right, thank you very much, Delegate Martinez. The committee operates by motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to report.
Okay, there's a motion to report and a second. And if the clerk could open the roll. Okay, it appears everyone has had a chance to vote, and Delegate Martinez, your bill passes 7-0. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Chairman and committee. I appreciate it.
All right, next up we have, I'm going to change this around because it's like we want to do Delegate Washman and we want to do Delegate McQuinn's bills kind of together. And so I'm going to ask Delegate Fagans to go ahead and come up now and present House Bill 351.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the subcommittee. Thank you for the opportunity to present House Bill 351. House Bill 351 is a straightforward clarification that ensures that the Department of Military Affairs emergency vehicles are recognized as such when responding off base or off installation. Today, these state vehicles regularly are requested for mutual aid in our communities, yet the current code creates a legal gray area once they leave the gate. This bill resolves this issue. Importantly, safety standards do not change. All existing due regard requirements remain fully intact. This is a zero-cost measure. The vehicles, equipment, and personnel are already existing within the military installations. HB 351 simply aligns statute with real-world emergency operations, and I respectfully ask that the subcommittee report and vote favorably for HB 351.
So thank you, Delegate Fagan. So I'm going to ask you a leading question for everybody else's benefit because I had asked this. So even though the title has something about additional lights, this is not about additional lights on vehicles. This is basically codifying what is currently being done. And as you pointed out, there's this gray area where, how many vehicles did you say it was?
Currently, what we were stated from the Department of Military Affairs is that there are 21 vehicles, Chair, that respond. As someone who, when I was in the military and served on medical, we would often have these mutual aid agreements with the local police and fire for if there was an incident that our vehicles on base would respond if needed. That is similar to what's happening now, but just currently within the code, it does not exist. And so within the title of the bill, it falls within the lights, the lights that are flashing because these emergency vehicles have lights, but this is not adding on lights. These are already existing emergency vehicles that are already fully functional. We're just making sure that when they do respond, which they already do, that it's within the legal area of the state code.
And I think you said this is at Fort Pickett, right, effectively?
Yes, correct.
So I just wanted to ask those questions because the patron and I had these discussions because I was trying to clarify what it was doing, and I just figured I'd ask that for everyone. Does anyone else have any questions of the patron? Okay, there are no additional questions. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in favor? Is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? Okay, and I don't believe that we had anybody online to speak on this.
Move to report.
Motion to report, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second to report. If the clerk would please open the roll. Please cast your ballot or your vote. Okay, Delegate Fagans, your bill reports 7-0. Thank you very much, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and members of the committee.
Okay, so we're going to go next to Delegate Washman, and if you could come and present House Bill 233 to us.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 233 was a request to be made by some EMS people about leniency on some of the seatbelt regulations. I did notice that Delegate McQuinn's bill, which is just 3 numbers before mine, impacts the same area. I have spoken with some of the EMS people in the stakeholders group. They like her bill better. Having said that, if it's up to the chair, I am certainly amenable to allowing this bill to be rolled into hers if that's possible.
Delegate Washman, I appreciate that, and this oftentimes happens where you end up with different groups talking to different delegates, and you end up with slightly different variations. But I think we've had, not you and I, but we have had a discussion with Delegate McQuinn about the idea of incorporating your bill into hers. So if there is a motion to do so, yes.
Motion to incorporate House Bill 233 into House Bill 230.
Okay, that's been made. Is there a second? Yeah. Okay, there's a motion and a second.
Voice vote.
That's a voice vote. So all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay. Thank you, Delegate Washman. So that will be incorporated, and then I appreciate the work that you've done with EMS, and now we will hear from Delegate McQuinn.
If I could say thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the committee, and I look forward to hearing Delegate McQuinn's wonderful bill. Thank you.
Okay, good. Thank you very much. And Delegate McQuinn has chosen to come down there, and so we will proceed with House Bill 230. And then after that, what we will do, again, because we're trying to stall as long as possible for Delegate Krizak, is we will then do my bill, and when we do my bill, Delegate McQuinn will chair the committee. So, Delegate McQuinn.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, do I need to move the substitute?
There is an amendment. Is it
And there's
just
an amendment, yes.
Or is it a substitute?
What is it?
It's amendments, but because it's going to have the other one rolled in, it will be a substitute.
Okay,
But
so it's amendment in the nature of a substitute.
Okay, all right.
So that has, if somebody can make a motion to.
Move the substitute.
Okay, and is there a second? Second. Okay, all those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? Okay, so The substitute with the incorporated bill is now before us.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair and members of the committee, House Bill 230 was certainly brought to me by the EMS personnel or community to look at the modifying the state's motor vehicle safety belt requirement. So the bill would exempt the certain emergency services personnel from wearing safety belts while inside the patient compartment of the emergency vehicle. The exemption recognizes the unique and dynamic nature of the EMS work and where personnel may need to move freely to provide that critical medical care to patients while on the route or to or from a call. And so the standard safety belt requirements are designed for passengers in fixed seating position, but EMS providers often must attend to patients in the back of a moving vehicle, reach equipment quickly, and support life-saving measurements that can require movement throughout the patient compartment. And so this just gives them flexibility to be able to move in that very sometimes limited space as they provide services to the patient and care to them. And so I hope it would be the will of the committee to favorably support House Bill 230.
Thank you, Delegate McQuinn. And I just wanted to clarify, because I think both you and Delegate Washburn, you had worked with EMS to be able to identify this problem and then identify a solution, which is what your legislation is.
Yes, that's what the legislation speaks to. And there are individuals from their community that are here, as well as probably on virtual, online, it's virtual.
Okay, fantastic. First, we'll see if there are any questions from members of the committee. Delegate Bennett Parker.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just a clarifying question. Did we just adopt a substitute amendment or a line amendment? I see line amendments online, and I'm just trying to.
So go ahead, Nikhil will address this.
Mr. Chairman, just to clarify, the motion will be for a substitute because of the rolling in of the bills. The additional amendments are online as amendments, and those are the substantive changes.
Thank you for that clarification.
Thank you, Delegate Bennett Parker. Are there any other questions? Any questions for either me or the attorney or for Delegate McQuinn? All right. Seeing no questions, Delegate McQuinn, do you have someone here who would like to speak in favor of the legislation?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chair. They're here.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Ed Rhodes, representing the Virginia Association of Rescue Squads, and we're the ones that brought this to Delegate McQuinn because the current language in code requires everybody to have on a seatbelt, including in the patient compartment. They need to be able to move around in order to maintain patient care, patient reassessment, and be able to take care of that patient so they don't leave this world strapped to a stretcher. CPR is necessary, giving medications and making sure the oxygen is there. We feel like that this takes care of any liability issues there may be if the patient or if the provider is not buckled in and it happens to be a traffic crash. That there's no liability on their part because they were within bounds of code by providing care. And we appreciate you supporting this bill, and we support and we also appreciate Delegate Waxman for helping with this.
All right, thank you, Ed. And no, I'm just going to say the next person. Yeah,
thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Andy Nagel. I'm the president of the Virginia Association of First Responders. And I can only reiterate everything that Mr. Rhodes has said. To properly treat our patients in the back of an ambulance, we have to be able to unbuckle. We think that our providers should be buckled in the back of an ambulance, but we need to be able to unbuckle in order to properly care for and take care of our patients. It's happening now. And it's going to continue to happen, and we just need to protect our people with the liability issue. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And I should say, when you come up, I think everybody has done this, but if you could just state your name and the organization you're with and then provide your remarks. So go ahead and please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Tanya Eisen, the president of the Virginia Ambulance Association. I'm also in support of this. As an EMS provider, I fully support the intent of our seatbelt laws. They do save lives. However, the work that we do in the back of an ambulance is unique. When a patient is in distress, every second counts, and the ability to move quickly and efficiently to provide care, whether it's CPR, ventilation, medications, or even continuous assessments, can be the difference between life and death. This bill recognizes that while we must wear our seatbelts whenever possible, there are moments when unbuckling is not just necessary, but it can be crucial for our patient. It strikes a careful balance, requiring us to restrain when not giving care, but also allowing us to do what's needed when every moment matters. I urge you to support this bill, which prioritizes both the safety of the EMS providers and also the lives of our patients.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Bruce Stratton, active with the VRS, Virginia Association of First Responders now. My background primarily is from a very small rescue squad up in the middle of the state of Concord, close to Lynchburg. I've been providing care since 1974, so I've been in the back of an ambulance a pretty good while. We had all that discussion on this during meetings in the VRS. We are very committed to the safety of the patient and of the individuals providing care. We debated back and forth on this. This particular wording here takes care of a lot that we need to do. We don't intend to go unbuckled all the time. If something occurs in there that you've got to take immediate care for, we're going to do it. Whether this passes or not, I shouldn't say it, but we're going to do it. So I'd rather be doing it and not breaking the law in doing so. So I appreciate both the delegates right here coming together on this, and please support this. So thank you.
Thank you, Bruce. And is there anyone here in the room who wishes to speak in opposition to the legislation? Okay, seeing no one, do we have anyone online for either? Okay. So Delegate McQuinn, do you have any final remarks? Oh, I'm sorry.
No. Mr. Chairman, just a quick question, Delegate McQuinn. I'm assuming the state police and sheriffs and everyone's good with this since they voiced no opposition?
They've not voiced any opposition to me, so I assume that they are.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Delegate Bowser.
Mr. Chair, just my final words is just to thank Delegate Wiseman for coming together and making certain that the bill get over the finish line and having one bill to get it accomplished.
Good.
So that's it.
Thank you, Delegate McQuinn. So the committee operates on motion?
Move to report.
As substituted.
Move to report as substitute has been made. Is there a second? Second. Okay, there's a move to report as substituted. If the clerk could please open the roll. Everyone, please cast your vote. We'll wait for you. Again, and remember, we're trying to stretch out as much time as we possibly can for Krizak. Yeah, Catherine, are you telling him that I'm saying this? Okay, let's see here. Okay, Delegate McQuinn, if the clerk could close the roll. Delegate McQuinn, your bill passes with substitute 7-0 and will now be heard by full transportation. If you would not mind coming over here so that you can run the meeting, and then we will do my House Bill 409, and then we will have Delegate Krizak come down.
Mr. Chair, at this time we would entertain you presenting your House Bill 409.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. So House Bill 409 before you is something that we have been working on with both the state police and local law enforcement. We all know that when we are driving on a single lane road that we're supposed to stop for a school bus. We also all know that if we're driving on a divided highway, that we can go ahead and proceed if we're on the opposite side of the road. But there's actually enough of a gray area there that has created some degree of uncertainty where if the school bus has stopped and there's a division in the road for either turnaround or just a cross street or anything, there have been incidents where there have been individuals who have stopped short because they think that they should stop because there's not a dividing there's not a dividing median, and so they've either stopped short, which creates a traffic problem, or they might have been cited for impeding traffic because it was assumed that they should be proceeding, or they have proceeded and then someone has questioned whether or not they should be proceeding because there is this gap in the median. So what this piece of legislation does is it clarifies that. Everything else that we all know remains the same in that it says that if you're on a single lane road and you are or you're coming up on a school bus that has the stop sign and the lights deployed, you're supposed to stop. But now what this says is that if you're in a divided highway and there is a gap in that divided highway, then you are still okay to proceed. So we're just clarifying what happens when there is a gap in the median, and that's the intent of this bill.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair has shared with us and presented his House Bill 409. Are there any questions from the committee at this time? Any questions? Okay. Being that there are no questions from the committee at this moment, then we will ask if there is anyone here to speak in favor of this bill, in support of the bill, House Bill 409. Is there anyone to speak in opposition of House Bill 409? Being none, then, Mr. Chair. Okay, we do have, my understanding, we do have one individual online who wants to speak in favor of House Bill 409. At that time, we will open virtual. Okay.
Hello, members of the committee. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Fryman. Yes, we do hear you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm in favor of House Bill 409. It is rare that I see states trying to sew up infrastructure issues with their possible laws when it comes to citations and fees and the questions. I'd like to also direct the committees to 46.2-918, where it mentions that children are not allowed to cross a road that is a divided highway or a 5-lane road or more. Mm-hmm. So though this is a great first step for us trying to fix our school bus safety laws, I believe that we can eventually maybe do away with the divided highway rule. I'd like to point the committee's attention to U.S. Department of Transportation. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration looked at all the state laws. They did a report called DOT-HS 813603, State Laws on School Bus Passing. After reading that, it showed me that there are about 13 states that do not require a driver to stop for the school bus on an approach of a 4-lane road or more, regardless of if there's a divide in the highway or not. Why that's important is because I'm in the Hampton Roads area, and we have military bases and people coming from 50 states all into one area trying to navigate these complex infrastructure issues. So again, I'm in support of Chairman Reed's bill, HB 409, and thank you for your time.
Thank you, Mr. Fryman. Okay, at this time, there's no one else who will speak in favor of the bill or against the bill, and so at this time, we will entertain a motion.
Move to report.
The motion has been made and properly second to move and to report the bill, House Bill 409 at this time. And could we please open the roll for the vote? Thank you. Yeah. I hit yes, but.
You just voted for Delegate Reed, but that's okay.
I forgot him over there. Push my yes. I'm sorry.
We're all here.
We're all here.
It's all okay.
Okay. And so at this time, House Bill 409 passed with a 7-0 vote. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Any last words?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
No. Thank you, Delegate McQuinn, and we've all really done a great job of talking really very slowly and walking very slowly, and we've made up enough time for Delegate Krizak to arrive. So thank you, everyone. So Delegate Krizak, I believe that you have House Bill 77, and according to my notes, this has an amendment.
It has a technical line amendment was requested by the Supreme Court of Virginia.
Would someone please move the amendment?
Move the amendment.
The amendment's been moved. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor of the amendment, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, nay. Okay, the bill as amended is now before us. Delegate Krizak.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee. This is House Bill 77, which is apropos because that's about the speed that people travel on the George Washington Parkway and the reason for this bill. What it does, and I'll just say that then this amended version just passed the Senate floor today. It's got a Senate cognate, Senator Serville, and it's to address the safety concerns that we have on the George Washington Parkway. Remember, this is a parkway. It's located in my district. It's about 8 miles between the Alexandria and Mount Vernon State, and it's created by Congress. It's a federal parkway, and right now only federal police, it's under their jurisdiction, so it's U.S. Park Police, can stop anybody for speeding or do any kind of traffic work on there. And there's only one Park Police car from the airport, and I don't know how many of you all know, but the top of the airport, the Ronald Reagan Airport there on the Parkway in Arlington, all the way through Old Town and all the way down this stretch all through my district. And so it leaves a very dangerous enforcement gap. And we've had some fatalities, and we have lots of speeding. And what this will do is give our local police the opportunity to be able to have that same power and work there on the Parkway. And hopefully that they can slow everybody down. It was once upon a time, in the 30s, this was a scenic route, really a leisurely drive, and now has become a commuter spot. And also a lot of people going over to Maryland, they're live in Maryland and work down at Fort Belvoir, and they come flying through there. So anyway, it's badly needed, and it hopefully will make an impact.
Thank you, Delegate Krizak. So would it be safe to assume that the folks that are coming through there have figured out that there's only one?
Yeah, they know.
One law enforcement car along the entire roadway?
Yeah.
Okay. Are there other questions from anyone on the committee? Yes, the question from Delegate Ballard.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Delegate Krizak, I don't oppose your bill, but I'm kind of thinking like a lawyer here. And so help me understand. So this is a federal stretch of road, and currently Virginia police officers, state police, deputies, city cannot enforce the traffic laws on this stretch because it's under the federal jurisdiction?
Yeah, what you need to have is something in the code like this to allow for the police from the federal side and the state and local side to be able to work together.
Okay, follow up, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, go ahead, Delegate Ballard.
So if someone's cited by, let's say, the Virginia State Police, and this is a federal stretch of road, are they going into Virginia General District Court on their traffic summons, or is it somehow?
That's part of the bill in here. If you go to line 25, you'll see that shall be brought in the General District Court of the city or county in which the violation occurred. Because that's another part of the whole problem is going into federal court.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you.
It's a good question.
All right. Thank you, Delegate Ballard. Thank you, Delegate Krizak. Are there any other questions from any other members of the committee? Okay. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in favor of the legislation? Okay. Is there anyone who wishes to speak in opposition? And Randy, did we have anybody online for either in favor or against? Okay. Delegate Krizak, any last words?
Nothing.
Okay. The committee operates on motion?
Move to report.
Second.
As amended.
As amended.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to report as amended. If the clerk would please open the roll. Everyone please cast your vote. Okay, if the clerk would close the roll. Okay, Delegate Krizak, thank you very much. Your bill has reported 7-0 and will now be heard by the full Transportation Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, committee.
All right, if there is no other business that needs to come before this subcommittee, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There's a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Anybody opposed? All right, the committee is now adjourned. Thank you.